shelters across the country and here in North Carolina are battling an ongoing capacity crisis. The organization Shelter Animals Count says there were 177,000 more dogs in the shelter system at the end of last year than the previous year.
And at the same time, the number of adopters dropped. WRAL's Shelley Jackson looked into one animal shelter seeing an increase in their euthanasia rate.
This is Belle. She's the longest stay here at Vance County Animal Shelter. In 2023, the shelter saw its highest rate of euthanasia in 12 years. 34% of dogs like Belle were put down. It's up 200% from the previous year. It's an alarming statistic and one the shelter is desperately trying to reverse.
High intake numbers is Vance County's biggest challenge. You know, we got 44 kennels.
And all of those kennels are full, some with 2 dogs. William Coker, Director of Animal Services at Vance County Animal Shelter, says adoptions are down, strays and surrenders are up.
We've seen a surge in intake since COVID. And I think that's the biggest factor we're facing right now.
This is forcing the shelter to euthanize more animals for space.
Everybody builds a bond with those animals, Rowan Creek and the shelter, and it hurts everyone when we lose an animal.
Rowan Creek Animal Protection Society works closely with the shelter and posts dogs at risk of being euthanized, the death row dogs, and the ones who don't make it. Michelle Wood has worked for Rowan Creek for 10 years.
There was a lot of animals flowing in. The kill rate was high, and it was because there were so many animals coming in.
The nonprofit is working hard to get dogs out of the shelter. It has a weekly ride to freedom, taking dogs to out-of-state rescues. And this is important because the shelter cannot adopt pit bulls out in Vance County. Rowan Creek is also working on a spay-neuter program. And while the organization is focused on getting animals out of the shelter, Coker is trying to keep them from ever coming in.
So I want to educate the community and change the culture, the way people look at animals.
Bear was hit by a car, and he's one of the luckiest ones, heading home with his new family. And if nothing changes, the outlook is grim.
Full shelter and euthanizing if it don't change. And that's just the hardcore facts.
Shelley Jackson, WRAL News, Vance County.
So incredibly hard to see. But if you're interested in adopting or fostering or just donating, you can check out the website. Just go to WRAL.com.